a thread by Jesse Princey. Dominion Voting Systems, hereinafter DVS, and the author who created Scorecard in the Serbian team for DVS. We all know that this election was stolen. Over the last couple days, people have been talking a lot about DVS. Recently, I was researching companies to see how many IT people they employ in the US versus overseas, and I found a feature which lets me search LinkedIn by region. So I thought I would apply the same to DVS and see if we can contact any developers in Serbia to get them to flip on DVS. I found about 10 people working in Serbia for DVS, remember, Dominion Voting Systems, and I started to look into the developers. I started to notice that the developers were linked to the company, but more than a few did not have DVS experience listed on their profile. How does that happen? It happens when you used to have the experience linked, but it's since been removed. LinkedIn caches those employee employer relationships so you stay listed under the company even though you've removed the experience. That got me wondering, why would someone want to remove their relationship with the company, DVS? Only answer is to cover something up. So I've started to research each one. Here is the screenshot of the DVS employees on LinkedIn. All right, let's take a quick look at this shit right here. All right, so you got Vukasin. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Come on, guys. All right, Vukasin Dordovic, Nemanja Jelisic, Ivan Koj Basic, Sanya Sobatovic, Alexander Laz Bobana Radosa. Okay, well, got a little shot of that. So you can see on this screenshot that I'm hovering over Alexander Lazarovich and that the link to his profile is showing on the bottom left of the screen. The URL being this thing. Oh, I don't know. That might have changed, guys. Anyway, that image is missing. Note in the handle, ending in 777, that will come into play later. In researching this developer, I discover this person wrote the book on how to do algorithmic boosting of data sets over time. The official name for it is SMOTE, Synthetic Minority Oversampling Technique. Okay, I don't know where the E comes from, but whatevs. I've attached the paper to this email, and it's still currently available online. Let's check that bad boy out. If it's still available, I want to pull it down. All right, just for grins, I'm going to pull down Smote Boost and save it to my desktop. Whatever. I'll save it to my memes folder. Yes, I have a memes folder. This is very high level technical. Here is an excerpt. Quote, this paper presents a novel approach for learning from imbalanced data sets based on a combination of the SMOTE algorithm and the boosting procedure. Unlike standard boosting, where all misclassified examples are given equal weights, SMOTE boost creates synthetic examples from the rare or minority class, thus indirectly changing the updating weights and compensating for skewed distributions. Smote boost applied to several highly and moderately imbalanced datasets shows improvement in predicting performance on the minority class and overall improved F values. All right, that's statistics talk. All right, anyway, so Jess continues. Layman description. An adjustment will be made based on the top data point to keep the bottom data point on track to balance or tie. Now, apply that idea to tabulating votes. When someone views your profile on LinkedIn, you are usually sent an email, especially if you haven't logged in a long time. That someone is viewing your profile, you probably have seen these. 20 minutes after viewing Alexander's profile, the profile has been wiped clean. Not that I don't have access to it, it's permanently deleted. Proof that it did exist at some point right here at Imgur. Note the handle ends in 777 just as above, and this page was indexed in DuckDuckGo's search results. Proof this file did exist. Let's go look at the proof that this file did exist. There it is, right in front of your face. Alexander Zarevich 777, security software developer. All right, there's your screenshot, guys. Note the handle ends in 777 just as above, and this page was indexed in DuckDuckGo's search results. Proof the profile did exist. I think I just read that twice. Sorry, guys. Now that I knew I was onto something, I started archiving everything. Since I still had another browser open, I saved this profile picture. Hey, let's get a look at Alexander Zarevich. We can make that bigger, can't we? Oh, anyway, it looks like he looks like a psychopath. All right. Anyway, and then I did a reverse image lookup to find out that his picture doesn't exist on the internet. Odd. In the paper attached and linked in the acknowledgement section, it thanks the US Department of Energy as well as other things, and a quote, "We also thank Philip Kegelmeyer for his very useful comments." So now it was time to look up who this man is. Search for him, and his profile says Philip Kegelmeyer, EE, PhD, Stanford Electrical Engineering, is a senior scientist at Sandia National Laboratories in Livermore, California. His current interests are machine learning and graph algorithms, especially as applies to ugly, obdurate, real-world data, which is perhaps deliberately resistant to analysis. That sure sounds like changing data that can't be detected. Heh heh heh. At this point, I knew I'd found something big. I decided to search again on LinkedIn for Alex Sandar, and lo and behold, there was a profile of the same name, completely different picture, completely different profile, but stunningly relevant background and work experience. He's extremely advanced and is considered a Google scholar in this world. Alex Sandar's professional profile is this one. All right, Alex Sandar, let's see if it's still there. Oh, I'm not logged into LinkedIn. We'll be fine. In fact, let me close some of these windows. And this too. Yeah. You guys can go through the, I'm going to link, obviously I'm going to link the thread for you guys. You got to check all this stuff out. And the wiki page. Ooh, let's check out the wiki page. Alexander Lazarevich, Serbian Cyrillic, is a computer scientist who specializes in research on data mining. All right, you get the idea. Okay, Notice how there is no mention of Dominion voting systems in his work experience. If he was indeed hired for positive reasons, why would he not have listed this on his profile? At this point, I am 100% convinced that this is the man behind Scorecard. Looking through his papers and experiences and talks, he's a super accomplished big data distributed systems expert. His works are even cited in Cisco patents. Ooh, patents.google.com. All right, let's check this out. All right, well, let's see here. I don't know what to tell you. That's a little much. We'll just assume that it's in there. Link in the thread, obviously. If you read this patent, it's a tough read. It's a concept of connected close range machines being taught to correct nodes slowly over time by a trainer code, perhaps election machines. More on this research. Okay, link in the thread, researchgate.net. Check it out. All read like tech that would be used to change data predictably. Now I had to go hunting for data that will tie this man to that profile on LinkedIn that is listed under DVS to prove the connection. I found an old paper he wrote about more high-end tech concepts. This document is also attached KST-1-102-.pdf, and you can also see it here, link in the thread. Notice the email address used to contact him, the exact same handle he had listed under DVS. Now it's confirmed this is the same person, Alexander Lazarevich 777. Okay, guys, it's the 777 gives it away. So, why does this man have two profiles? Why did the profile associated to DVS, remember Dominion voting systems, get deleted once they were alerted to be seeing it? And why doesn't his professional profile have any note of him working there? If I were going to steal elections, I would not want people capable of doing so associated with the company who counts the votes. By now, I hope you think that I'm onto something and that you will find a way to link this man to Democrats or Soros or flat out ask him about it. The rest I'm about to share is nothing I can confirm, just some really weird coincidences that may be true. Doing deep searches about this man, I came across an article written on a Blogspot blog from someone named Lame Cherry. This person continually blogs about what appears to be deep state intel and CIA level stuff. Again, I have no clue who this is, and it reads like crackpot stuff. First article, lamecherry.blogspot.com, link in the thread. From the blog, quote, part of me is most interested in the Serbian Dominion software along with Scorecard in the Codex. This software was really acting like the artificial intelligence was having a software breakdown. It was like an autopilot flying a plane into a stall. And then, second article, link in the thread, quote, so Guccifer, referring to the famous hacker, was from the Balkans. Joe Biden was in the Balkans. The Kushners were in the Balkans, and the information flow continued to submarine the sickly Hillary Clinton. The mission or missions were successful to bring down Hamrod. That is why, when I noted a data miner mentioning Dominion software out of Canada was in Serbia and looking for programmers, I knew this lot was returning to the scene of the crime. Dominion is in Canada, is owned by British MI6, tied to George Soros, and was flipping votes by the millions for Joe Biden, end quote. Back to Alexander's LinkedIn profile description, link in the thread. Quote, I have successfully created and led new and innovative ways to sift through billions of data records and discover those hidden insights that would drive change and make significant business impact, end quote. Sounds like the exact same person described above. If this lame cherry is not a crackpot, Alexander Lazarevich is Guccifer 2.0 and seems to have the tech chops to be believable. If that is true, then what was he doing with that LinkedIn profile? The first lame cherry ties it all together 4 years ago. He was in Serbia recruiting developers for Dominion voting systems and Scorecard and needed a front to contact developers without giving away who he was, but had to be associated with the actual company so he could recruit real people. Once he assembled his team, he forgot to get rid of the fake recruiter account. Latest update. All Serbian developers have removed their LinkedIn profiles. Vukasin Dordovic, Nemanja Jelicevic, Ivan Kozbacic. All right, that's the end of the thread. And Jess ends by saying, I am unemployed due to COVID 19. If you feel generous, please donate to help me do my research. I appreciate all of the love and support from all of you. Okay, so yeah, so the Venmo, this is a Venmo, yeah, Venmo code at Jesse, Jessi dash Prince. I don't really know if it's case sensitive, but you can see this. This is her Venmo. Please donate to Jessi Prince to help her in her research.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.